Hey, what's up, guys? This is Guy here. Welcome to this live Sunday, March 16th, 2023. I'm glad to be live again with you. Welcome back to my lab. That's what I do. That's what I like to do. Every Sunday, I come here, bring you in my lab, and we do some fun stuff. Today, we're going to talk about SSL inspection on the FortiGate specifically. I'm going to show you the different options you can set up in an SSL web filter security profile. Oh, my computer that I have in front of me just went dark. I think I need to click to enable it. All right, we'll get back to that later. This is the Windows computer that I have inside one of my branches. And I mentioned the SC1 because this is part of a bigger lab that I'm building. I'm building a mega lab where we're going to do a lot of practice and a lot of trainings. Of course, it's for me, and I can bring you along with me. You can learn together, and it's a beautiful thing. If you are live, say hi in the chat. I'm live on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Everything seems to be okay. Let me just check my audio level. Okay, 85% sounds good. All right, guys, like I said, we are going to talk about SSL inspection. I think I mentioned already in one of my older videos, I talked about PKI. Let me just make sure that I have that video in English. Going to my English channel here, because I just did the same thing in French, but at some point it was a little disconnected. Like the English versions of my videos was not up to date. So did I talk about PKI in English? No, I didn't. Oh no, on the lives. Okay. Oh, I did. I talked about Windows Server and PKI on Sunday. I think it was March 2nd. Okay. So that lesson or the live that I did on March 2nd was to prepare you for this live today, because you need to understand PKI. You need to understand certificate authority. You need to understand digital certificates. That's how this is going to happen today. The FortiGate will use SSL or digital certificate to be able to inspect or even do full inspection of your secured traffic. Let me just make sure that we are all good here and we'll get started. And by the way, the Mega Lab I'm building, I'm also going to use it to teach you a bunch of good stuff about FortiGate or Fortinet in general. So if you want to drive along or ride along with me, make sure you visit my website, en.kbtrainings.com, where I'm going to bring you a lot of good content for you on FortiGate. Let me just make sure the website is ready and I can just show you the screen here. If you right now, one of the main courses or the main training I'm providing is the CCNA. And of course, if you are studying for the CCNA or you're planning to start or boost your career with the CCNA certification, this is the best training online so far. And we are also going to be having meetings every 2 weeks on Saturdays. So the first meeting will be next Saturday. So you don't actually have to pay somebody to sit with them all along to train you. I will provide online courses. You have the videos, and then every 2 weeks you meet with me. We talk live and we discuss. That's the best format ever. So if you scroll all the way down, you can come here, you put your information down here, and you will be in my mailing list when I'm going to be ready with my Fortinet's trainings. You're going to receive an email about that. So make sure we are in touch. I see Bogayan. Hi. Ronald, you're the best. Thank you. All right, at least we have people in the chat. I think now we can get started. And then I'm going to, of course, use my Blackboard to explain things. And then we are going to jump in the lab. And talking about the lab, that's where this Windows computer will come in. Let me log into it. Just a regular Windows computer. It's sitting right now in my branch number 1. And talking about branch number 1, let me show you a little bit of what it looks like. So it's an SD-WAN deployment, my mega lab that I'm doing. Let me show you a little bit of details here. Forget this part here. This is in the cloud. I'm not going to take care of it now, but this is the data center. And inside the data center, I have this FortiGate 81F. This is the main firewall. And then I have a lot of devices behind it. I have this Windows server being an Active Directory. and certificate authority or certificate ADCS is running here. Very clear that way. We have another Windows. We're going to have NAC for the manager and all kind of stuff there. So this is the data center. But today we are not going to deal with the data center. Today we will be in one of the branches. So this is the branch number 1. And the branch number 1 has a FortiGate 71F here. And we're going to be the Windows that I just showed you. This is the Windows itself. It's connected behind the 71F. The 71F, as a good SD-WAN branch, has 2 tunnels going to the data center, and the internet traffic is going outside directly. It doesn't get hauled back all the way to the data center. So internet is going out. And that's what a lot of people are doing today. So you can still inspect your traffic locally on your branch, or if you want, you can carry all the traffic to the data center to inspect it from there. Depends on what you're trying to accomplish and what are your reasons. But in my case, since the 71F is a powerful device, I'm going to keep it local. So I'm going to inspect my internet traffic here at the branch, and it's going to go out to the internet directly. And again, all the devices that I have here are part of my lab. So this is branch number 1, that's branch number 2, and that is the 81F, that is the data center. That's why in my title I said that I'm doing this with real devices. You can still do the same thing in GNS3 or any of the emulators. I tried actually with GNS3, but it was just so boring for me. And I'm like, why do I have to do that? Let me show you actually. This was my topology in GNS3, but after just starting it for a moment, I stopped. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do this. But if you want to do the same thing, you can do it in GNS3, and you're going to learn a lot of things. So let's get started with web filtering and SSL inspection. All right, so first of all, SSL inspection, what is it exactly? We mentioned, what is this? Okay, let's see. All right, just want to make sure everything works. Need some space here. So last time in our PKI video or public key infrastructure video, we mentioned SSL. I mentioned DF. This is just me. It's not a common term in the industry, but DC. That's what I meant. Sorry. Digital certificate. Certificates are used to exchange keys, and keys are used for encryption. So here we assume that you have your PKI established, or you have a way to identify your devices with certificates. So what we're going to do today is called SSL inspection. Like we saw last time, when you are running a regular protocol that is not encrypted or secured, like HTTP, this is the web protocol running on the port number 80. When you're running this, there's no encryption, which means that your traffic is clear text. If you connect to your bank using HTTP, everything you are sending will be seen by a hacker on your network. If there's a hacker that will be able to eavesdrop your traffic and look at it, they can see your username, they can see your password, because it's all clear text. I hope I demonstrated it last week or in that video I mentioned with Wireshark, so you can see everything in clear text. But to protect and to encrypt the traffic, you can slap SSL on top of HTTP, which becomes HTTPS or secure. So now it's running by default on port 443, and it's all encrypted now. So your devices are going to exchange keys or public keys. They're going to encrypt the traffic for each other. And now if you have a hacker on your network, he won't be able to see exactly what is inside your packets. That is very good. Until you want to protect your network, you want to make sure you know what your users are doing. You want to make sure you have clear visibility of what's happening on your network. Because if we only do SSL, by the way, talking about SSL is kind of old today. It's been replaced by TLS. I think that's a transport layer security. And the latest version of TLS is TLS version 1.3. This is the most used or current one. And sometimes you may have issues if you have systems that are very restrictive. Like I noticed that when I was trying to connect my FortiGate to my Active Directory, which was on a Windows Server 2025, it was refusing all the connections because I was sending TLS 1.2, I think. So to fix that, I had to step down. I had to enable TLS 1.2 on my Windows Server, and it finally worked. So if you're trying to do that in your lab and you're having a problem, make sure you check the logs, and it's going to tell you that TLS was not accepted, like the version was not accepted anyway. So if you have a client here, this is the client's computer connecting to a server. Like I said, if you use HTTPS, it's going to be an encrypted connection between these two devices. If there is a hacker over here, he won't be able to see what is inside your packets. He won't have any details. Everything will be encrypted. It's going to be just a scramble. I mean, it's unreadable for the hacker. So, which also introduced a problem, because if we have our FortiGate here as our firewall, this is the firewall through which the session is going. If everything is encrypted, the firewall will not be able to inspect or to see what is inside the traffic. It won't be able to tell you if it's good, if it's bad. It won't be able to tell you if there is any kind of attack inside your packet, because attacks can come in many ways. You can have some web attacks that can leverage HTTPS. So you have this malicious code inside an encrypted HTTPS packet, and then it's maybe coming for your client, or if you are on the server side, it comes for your server, and all you see is just the damage that it does in your network. So you want to be able to see the traffic, or at least have an idea of what's going on, even if it's encrypted. That's where SSL inspection comes in, and the FortiGate will do it in two different ways. The first way is, which is very basic, it's called SSL certificate inspection. In this second mode, it's doing only what it says. So SSL cert inspection. It's inspecting the certificates only. It doesn't do anything beyond that. And what is it used for? Just to collect basic information on the session that is being built. And this is happening primarily during the SSL or TLS handshake. When the handshake is happening, the hello is being sent. If you don't know much about it, I'm going to show you. We can have a quick view on the diagram of the TLS handshake, the way it's happening. So during the handshake, the FortiGate will be able to see the packet, the hello packet and everything. It's going to collect the name of the website. It's going to collect the certificate, just the details on the certificate, and it's going to grab all of that. And if you want to make a decision on that, if you want to block that connection from happening, the FortiGate is going to do it. Otherwise, you just do it for monitoring to see exactly what's happening inside your network. So this is very basic. It's called SSL certificate inspection. The second inspection you can do is, I'm going to put it in red because it goes beyond. So this is the full inspection. Full inspection, like the name says, it goes deeper. It's fully inspecting every single packet that is being sent between your client and your server. This is actually better because this is where you see the content. If there is any malicious code or anything fishy inside your packet, the FortiGate will be able to see it and will take action depending on how you set it up. So, like I said, for SSL inspection only, the FortiGate, let me go to green. I like to change colors. For the inspection only, the FortiGate will look at the certificate, will validate the certificate, make sure everything is good, and the connection will be happening. If something is fishy with the certificate, it's going to block it from happening, and the client, for example, will receive a notification saying that, hey, you can't access this website. Let's say, for example, I want to make sure that my users are not going on dating websites during production hours, or my users don't go to adult website, for example. That's where you can make a decision after seeing the certificate. Oh, this is an adult website. I'm going to block it, and it's going to block it, and the user will receive a note or a message telling him that this was blocked. But if you don't want to do anything on the packet, the certificate is going to continue. I mean, the exchange will continue. The session will be built, and the two will start talking with encrypted packets. In the second case, the FortiGate, for full inspection, the FortiGate will place itself in the middle of the client and the server, between the client and the server. So that will be a session leaving the client, terminating on the server, on the FortiGate, and then leaving the FortiGate, going to the server. This is full inspection. So what's going to happen is that when the client will send the hello to the server, trying to initiate the conversation, the FortiGate will put itself in the middle. This is kind of mimicking the man-in-the-middle attack. For those of you that know this type of attack in cybersecurity, where a hacker can place himself between you and your asset, or you and the server, and they can read the traffic or whatever you're exchanging together. So the FortiGate will be in the middle of between the server and the client. So when the client initiates the contact, it's going to set up that TSL session with the FortiGate. So the certificate we're going to see on the client will not be the server's certificate, but it's going to be the FortiGate certificate. Same on the server side. The server side would build a TLS session with the FortiGate, and the cert it's going to see here will be the FortiGate session. In that way, the FortiGate will be able to decrypt the traffic, look at the content of the traffic, and then encrypt it back and send it to the destination. Both ways. So when the server is talking to the client, the FortiGate will be able to decrypt, look at the content, encrypt again, and send it back to the client. That's how it does full inspection. That's how you can do things like deep packet inspection and all kind of very good security measures, because now you have access to the content. Now you can even filter your traffic based on the content. If there is a word that you don't like in the content, you can put that keyword somewhere. And if a FortiGate sees that word on the website or in the packet, it's going to block the website or things like that. So I hope the explanation was clear. Now we're going to go in the lab. I'm going to show you how this is done. I'm going to show you how you can check the certificate on the client and how we're going to notice that when we do full inspection, the certificate that we see at the client level is the FortiGate certificate, not the server certificate. Again, this is just one of many cool things I'm exploring in my lab. And if you want to see most of this, like I said, I am going to have my CCNA or Fortinet training on the website. Make sure you go there. You go to in my mailing list. I'm going to let you know when the training is live, but it's going to be really fun. We're going to dig deep into all these things. For now, let me just make sure we are good on the chat. And all right, everything seems to be good there. Facebook as well, it's all good. So if you are watching me, one moment. All right, let me make sure this is clean. So if you are watching me on YouTube, I go live every Sunday. Just make sure you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, so you get a notification every time I'm live. And make sure you enable the bell. And also help me share these videos. If you like what I do, if you like the videos, if you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook, make sure you share it on your feed or your story or whatever, just to share the word of me bringing you inside my lab. All right, so let's go inside the FortiGate or inside the Windows. Like I said, the Windows is actually sitting between behind the FortiGate, and this is the FortiGate itself. We can check a couple of things. If I go under IPsec monitor, you can see that I have tunnels going to the data center. 1 second, sorry. Wait. Okay, so I was trying to show you with my pen here. Yeah, this is Hub 1 VPN 1 and Hub 2 VPN. What is this thing? 1 second. What is this? Check connection. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so what I wanted to show was I'm having too much technology here. So these are the two tunnels going to the data center. I showed you the 71F that is behind me, the 81F that is behind me. So we have this. We have some traffic going through the tunnel. Actually, what I currently do is that my Windows where I do the live right now is connected to my. Oh, Serge, welcome. Welcome to the live. Okay, so I have a computer sitting there, and my local Windows also has a connection to that lab environment or to the data center, so I can RDP directly into the devices in that environment. What else can I show you from here? Let's go under firewall policies. Okay, so we have two policies here. Or you have many policies, but policy of interest right now are these two, because these are the two firewall policies that are enabling our traffic to go out to the internet. So we can see the first one is going from KB Lab to WAN1 SD-WAN zone. The second one is going from KB Lab to WAN2 SD-WAN zone. And if you can see here, we don't do any inspection right now. If you scroll all the way to the side, you're going to see that we are doing no inspection on this traffic. So it's going out to the internet without any kind of restriction. And to test that, we can, let's just test a basic ping, for example, just to make sure that we're going through this FortiGate. I'm going to open a diagnose or a CLI console here. I can do diagnose sniffer packet on any port going to the host 1111, for example, 40 local, and we can go back to our computer. Let me open the command prompt. So I can come here and ping 1111. As you can see, we can see those packets going out from our FortiGate. So that's good. So now, to enable SSL or SSH inspection, you need to go under security profiles. This is the option here, SSL/SSH inspection. If you go there, by default, we have 4. I need to change the shortcut for this thing. Every time I do a shortcut in the FortiGate, it gives me this silly thing. I need to change it on my tool here. So when we do that, we have 4 different profiles that are created for us by default. As you can see here, no inspection is being used 7 times. So it's used in all those firewall policies. So by default, we have a certificate inspection. It's read-only. That's why you have this little lock here. And you have this custom deep inspection that you can modify to your need, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. And you have a profile for deep inspection and another profile for no inspection. So this one is what we are using now. There's no inspection being done whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is maybe I can duplicate this one, or I can just create a new profile and we can see what we will do with it. That is for SSL inspection. And then when we have SSL inspection enabled, then we can go under web filter and specify what we want to filter. And it comes by default with these 2 profiles here. There is the default and the Wi-Fi default. We're going to change them or create new ones that we're going to use in our environment. And again, if you look at the firewall policies, for example, if I double click on this one, if you scroll down, right now we have no inspection because there is no security profile being enabled. Let's say, for example, if I want to enable antivirus, if I want to enable web filter and any of these, I will have to do some type of inspection. That's when I need to come down here and pick an SSL inspection profile that will do some type of inspection on the encrypted traffic. Let's say, for example, if I just enable this, you're going to see that there's a message here telling me that you can't run this option if you don't inspect your SSL traffic. So that's why we need to define that profile first. Let's actually do it from here. It's much easier. I can just come here and I can pick any of these, but I can do a plus here to create a new profile, and let's do it there. So the new profile I'm going to creating, I'm going to call it KB Live SSL Inspection. This is not SSL. All right, SSL Inspection. And here are different options that I have here. What do I inspect? In my case, it's going to be multiple clients connecting to multiple servers. And then this is where I can pick between full SSL inspection or only SSL certificate inspection. In our first case, let's do certificate inspection only. But before going there, let's just make sure that we have access to some basic website. Let's do x.com. Let's do another category like dating website. I'm gonna do match.com just to make sure that we are able to see those websites without any problem. And if we want to see what is the certificate, we can come here and take a look at the content. And if you hit this little icon here, it's going to show you the content of the certificate, and you can take a look at it and see that this was signed by DigiCert, and it's good and trusted, so we are good. And again, if you know a little bit about web, if you have a public website, you have to have a publicly trusted certificate for it to work. So it's working fine. What other website we can go to? So just right now, everything works fine. Let's go back to the filtering again. For the certificate, I'm going to leave it on the Fortinet CA SSL. And by the way, if you do not install this CA certificate inside your or on your computer, you're going to have this error message about SSL certification. But in our case, we'll do it later. So for now, let's keep going. So a blocked certificate. If certificate are blocked, do you block them or allow them? I'm gonna block them. If they are untrusted, I'm gonna block them. If the CNI is missing or server name identification is missing, is it? Oh, server name indication, not identification. If it's missing, do I check for that or not? So I would say yes, I want to check for it. And then here it's you can specify the port mapping. For now, we do basic SSL inspection. If we do full, we can specify many other ports, because SSL inspection is not only used, TLS is not only used by HTTP. It's also used by many other ports or protocols that we can see there. SMTP is using it, POP3 is using it, IMAP is using it, FTP is doing it, even DNS is doing it. And to see the difference, the protocol will just be IMAP, but you add S at the end, just like we added to HTTP. But for now, let's just do basic SSL inspection for the web traffic. Deep scan, no. What do we do with invalid certificate? Expired, we're gonna block. Revoked, we're gonna block. Let me scroll down here for you. Revoked, we're gonna block, and everything will be blocked. And I think that's okay. That's all for this profile here. Just basic SSL inspection. And I'm going to hit OK. And I'll do OK here. So I was trying to enable web filter, and now I'm going with KB Live SSL Inspection. I can also come here and add a new web filter profile. I'm just going to create one. Call it KB Web Filter. So for web filter, you can, of course, filter based on FortiGuard categories. Fortinet has a lot of different list of URLs placed in categories. Last I read, I think it was about 300 million or something. So FortiGate itself, the FortiGate will be able to check with FortiGuard and rate your website. If it's a good website, it's going to allow it depending on the settings that we're going to do here. If it's in a wrong category or a bad category, it's going to block it as well. So what are the different options that you have when it comes to web filtering? Down here, you can see that for all these categories, you can either you can allow, which will just let the traffic through without any problem. You can monitor, which will take a look at it, but it's going to create a log or let you know what happened. And then you have block. Of course, like the name says, it's going to block the traffic. We also have a warning. It's going to send you a warning. And authenticate will require authentication before going out to that website. So that's how you can filter by category. So let's do one thing here just to see how it works. And I was able to check with you that Match.com is working here. But let's come to the FortiGate, and in our web filter, let's block dating websites. I'm going to dating, and instead of a warning, I'm just gonna do block here. Gambling, I don't know. What other websites I can check? X.com is social media. Let's leave it on for now. So I blocked dating website. I left everything else default. Yeah, it's up to you now to tailor it to your environment and make sure you have all the right options as you want them. Down here we have allow user to override blocked category. No, I don't want to do that. Safe engine. You can also inspect web search engines if you want. You have Yahoo, Google, and Bing. What do we do? Oh, this is also a very good option. You can also statically specify what you want to block. This is called static URL filter. In my case, for example, let's try something. Let's enable it. What I'm going to do is add a new wildcard FQDN. Let's select wildcard. I'm going to do KBTrainings. So how I showed you my website. Now we want to make sure that our users here would not be able to go on kbtrainings.com. So everything related to KBTrainings will be blocked under this profile here. So I have it on wildcard. I have it on block, enable. Exempt will skip it. It won't do anything to it. So I'm going to enable this and hit OK. So KBTrainings is blocked, and we can scroll down to other options that we have down here. Block valid URL, invalid URLs, yes. Block malicious URL discovered by FortiGate. Yeah, I can enable that. Content filtering, maybe not, because I don't do full SSH inspection. Behavior when the FortiGuard is unreachable. I can allow website when the FortiGuard is unreachable. That's also something you can see in production. Just make sure you have access to FortiGuard. And to do that, let me duplicate this page and show you. To do that, you can go under System and FortiGuard. Here, it's going to tell you if you have access to FortiGuard or not. You can see here web filter. It gives you the IPs and the latency. And if you come down here under filtering, it's going to tell you if your filtering is on or if you have access to the servers or not. You can also test connectivity here. All right, let's go back to the profile. So that is it, and I can do OK here. And make sure the new profile that I created is selected on this KB to WAN firewall policy, and I can hit enter. Just to make sure I'm good, let me do the same with WAN 2. No, was it WAN 1? Oh, that was WAN 1. I can do the same on the traffic leaving WAN 2 here, down here. So I'm going to enable web filter, select KB web filter, and then select KB live SSL inspection and hit OK. So with what we just did, if I go back to my website, for example, let's try to go on match.com. Let me refresh. I'm not sure if I need to clear sessions, but let me just refresh this page. So first we have this certificate error message. This means that the response I'm receiving is not from match.com. The response is from a certain device in the middle. I don't trust the device. And I'm going to show you that after we download and install the CA certificate coming from the FortiGate on our local device, this error message won't be there anymore. So if I still want to go there and I do advanced go, I am receiving a message from the FortiGate saying that you are not allowed to go to this website. And why? Because we blocked dating website category. So this was able to go automatically. So this was able to, where's my pen? So the FortiGate was able to reach out to the FortiGuard server, give it this website, and FortiGuard saying, nope, this is a dating website, block it because it's under that category. If it's wrong, you can click here to, to report this to your administrator or something like that. But here we were able to see a successful rating of the website. It was put in the right category and it was automatically blocked by our FortiGate. Next, let's see what will happen. What did I do with social media? I think I did monitor. I'm not sure. So here, x.com, we're still going to x.com without any problem. If you look at the certificate, it's still a certificate from x.com. You can see here, oh, they're using Let's Encrypt. Okay. And yeah, this is how it's signed and it's trusted by our browser. And a quick thing that I want to show you, because, I mean, for that messages, the message that was appearing there, what you have to do is to make sure that if you have a PKI fully deployed, make sure that the FortiGate is using the CA certificate coming from your trusted CA, and the trusted CA is installed in all your computers in your environment. You can do that using group policies on Windows, or using many other tools to deploy it, or you can manually install it like you can do here. In my case, let's go under security profiles. I can go under SSL, go here, and I can download this CA certificate and keep it somewhere in my system. And then I can come to my computer. This is specific for Windows, but you can do it for any other OS that you have. So for Windows, I'm going to go under certificates. Am I on? Yeah, let's go under certificate. I'm going to show you how you can manually install it. You need to go under, let's go back here. So you need to go under trusted root certificate authority, and then double click here, and I can do action and import. This is where we have all our CAs. As you can see, I have some of my, let me zoom in a little more because I don't think it's that close. All right, so here we have some of my CAs. You can see Bisuku KB Data Center. This is my old ones. So I can import a new certificate here, and I'm going to go browse my files and grab that certificate, go next, finish, warning message, okay, and it's imported. So next time we go to match.com, like right now, for example, it says unsecure because we don't trust the certificate. But I think if I refresh, oh, okay, this is another thing. Is this, one second. Okay, let's just go to another website. Oh, one thing about Firefox is that they have their own database. So if you want to install, oh, sorry, I was too close. So if you want to install, a certificate on your Firefox, you can go under settings, privacy and security, and scroll down all the way to certificates down here, and view certificate. Go under authorities. This is where you can install your certificate authorities for Firefox. So I can do import and grab that same file and bring it here. Trust, okay. So now I can trust the certificate coming from my FortiGate. So if I do match.com, you can see that it's still not trusted. Maybe I have to like enable, but at least it was able to block the website. But let me close this browser and also close the Edge. Let me open it again. First, let's go on BR1. GitHub user. I have two-factor authentication enabled on this user. Let me just accept it on my phone. Okay, let's go next. We are back again. And just to confirm, under policy and objects, we have firewall policies and we have KB Live enabled on both. Okay. So let's go on the regular website, google.com. there is a little search there. We can take a look. The security, the connection is secure. As you can see, there's no error message or anything. It works fine. But if I go to a website that I blocked, for example, en.kbtrainings.com. Okay, this is what I was trying to show. If you look at here at the corner, you're going to notice that we don't have any error in our certificate because we are trusting it already. So if I click there and look at the certificate, you're going to see that this is our Fortinet or FortiGate certificate. It's currently trusted and we don't have any certificate error because it's listed as a certificate authority for our system here. So, and also it's giving me the message that this page is blocked and it's whatever. So you can also customize this message if you want to. So that is the proof of SSL inspection. If I go on, let's say x.com, okay, I noticed that for some websites that where I've been before, it kind of does that. It kind of keeps the same certificate. But if I go, let's say to what else? Indeed, Monster. What am I doing? Monster.com. I connect. Let's see what cert we have here. It's still using Monster certificate. One moment. Oh no. Okay, this is going as expected. I don't have full inspection enabled, so I don't do full packet inspection or full SSL inspection. If I want to do that, let's go ahead and under security profiles, I can go under SSL, and let's duplicate this. I'm gonna clone it and call it KB Live. Open a new private window. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you, David. And thank you, Aurélien Academy in the chat. Alain GT as well. Thank you for being live. So let's do GI Live full inspection. So this here, we're going to, oh no, was that an inspection? No, let's go on the full inspection. So here we're going to do full inspection. We already have this one installed. That's fine. You have some other options added here. You can enable or disable them depending on what you need. You can also enable inspection on all the different ports that we have here. If you have a customized port, you can come here and include that port. And you can also exempt some website or some category. Let's say, for example, I want to exempt financial and banking, for example. So that will be a category that will be exempted of inspection. I can log the exemptions as well. Talking about the logs, I'm going to show you my Forti manager where I collect all the logs, and we're going to see some details there. I can do deep SSH scan or not. And here are the same options that we have for certificates that are invalid. And this is what we can do with them. And I can do OK here. And like I said, with full SSL inspection, the FortiGate is in the middle of the client and the server. So if I do OK here and go under my web filter, KB web filter, no, it's not even here. It's in the policy. So I'm going to go under firewall policy. I'll open this first one. And for SSL inspection, we're going to do full inspection. Hit OK. Okay, it's giving us a message about the warning, the certificate warning that we will see if we don't install the CA. And this is the second rule. I'm going to enable full inspection here. Okay. So with this, when we see a certificate, it should be the Fortinet certificate or FortiGate certificate that is being sent to us. Let's open another window, a private window, and go on whatever, x.com. No warning. And let's look at the certificate. It is the FortiGate certificate that is being sent. It's not the Let's Encrypt that we were saying before. So any website you're going to right now, it's going to have a local, like a FortiGate certificate. If I try to go on match.com, it's going to be blocked, and we still have our certificate that is trusted, and the FortiGate is now trusted in all our environment. And with this, with the full SSL inspection, we can now see the content. We can inspect packet, deep packet inspection. Everything can be enabled for us to have full visibility on what's going on in our environment. That's what I want to show you today. Just make sure that you deploy this carefully in your environment. Make sure that you can use some users as pilot to make sure that everything works fine for them. Make sure that you are able to install your CA in their devices so they won't have any kind of warning when they're trying to connect, and their connections will be secure. And also for IoT devices or some dumb devices where you are not able to install a certificate, make sure that you do at least the SSL inspection or certificate inspection. Don't do full inspection, because you will not be able to, or they won't connect to the internet, because the connection to the FortiGate will not be trusted and it will not happen. I think that's all I have to show you today, and that's it for this lab. Again, if you want to see more of this, I will be building all the trainings on my website, fr.kbtrainings.com. That's where you're going to see the details. Let me go back to my main screen so you can see. Okay, this is the website, en.kbtrainings.com. For now, the CCNA is the main. It doesn't show. Let's see. Okay, that's the website, en.kbtrainings.com for the CCNA if you are studying for it. And again, we will be doing meetings every 2 weeks with the students in the CCNA certification training. And that's really good. Instead of having one-on-one coaching with me, which a lot of people are asking for, I'm going to be providing it. It's going to be very limited, but it's going to be expensive because I'm going to spend time with you personally. But if you just want to spend time with me without paying too much, that's when you are on the CCNA training. We'll be talking next Saturday, or this Saturday. All right, guys, I think that's all for today. And if you have any questions, you can leave it in the chat or in the comments. I'll be able to respond. And I publish a lot on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. If you look for KB Trainings, one moment. Yep, KB Trainings on Instagram and Facebook. We'll be in touch there. Thank you guys for being live. I will see you in the next video. Take care and bye.